The next thing to think about is research. So you should be prepared to spend plenty of time reading, listening, watching performances, reading scores, all that good stuff there. You know, they say that you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So if it happens that you spend a lot of time with world-class musicians, it's going to give you a different concept of what can be achieved and what's an acceptable level of playing than if you spend all your time with, say, a team of ping pong players, I don't know. And that's essentially why you'll often find that professional musicians grew up in households where everybody played an instrument. They were just immersed in it from day one. If you aren't surrounded by musicians, as many of us aren't, you can still get a lot of benefit from watching great performances on YouTube or in concert and noticing things like posture and hand shape and hand gestures on the keyboard, and then seeing if you can replicate them in your playing and, you know, what the effect on the music is. I mean, you know, smaller movements of hands, wrists, forearms that serve a purpose in producing particular sound or dynamic. You can also find performances of the music that you're working on and follow the score as you listen and see if you understand the rhythm and things like phrasing and articulation and dynamics. You can watch tutorials on pieces you like, even if you're not ready to play them, and notice what kinds of problems are being discussed that might have relevance to the music that you're currently working on. And very importantly, you can study basic music theory and learn how to do, you know, basic analysis on pieces that make them easier to learn. So even if the thought of music theory brings you out in a cold sweat, the more you read or watch tutorials on the basic stuff, the more you'll come to understand it, and it really does help your overall musical development hugely. So you can compare performances of popular repertoire and notice how different one performance might be from another, which can be very freeing. So we often get a little paralyzed with the idea that there's only one right way to interpret a piece of music. So it's good to challenge that notion. So the basic message is to try and spend some time each week doing some piano related study away from the piano.